Hello and welcome back to Maths with Mr. Duffield. I am the aforementioned Mr. Duffield, and today I've got a couple of questions on Pythagoras, but in a bit of a strange order. Instead of just working straight from Pythagoras Theorem to work out some side lengths, I've been given some work that somebody else has done and asked to figure out if there are any mistakes here. Okay, so let's jump straight into this one. Are there any mistakes on this working? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Well, that's Pythagoras Theorem. That's fine. 5 squared, if that's length A, plus x squared, if that length is b, equals 13 squared, if that's c. Well, that line seems okay. Let me just tick these as we're going, actually. So 5 squared being 10 and 13 squared. Hang on a minute. That isn't right. Squaring 5 doesn't give me 10. 5 squared isn't 5 times 2. 5 squared is 5 times 5. That's where my mistake is. So let's write that out again. 5 squared is 25. 13 squared isn't 13 times 2. It's 13 times 13, which is 169. That's where the error is. So the x is not 4 centimeters. If I take away 25 from both sides of this, I get x squared equals 144. And if I square root both sides, I get 12 centimeters. Okay? Now, those of you who are smart will recognize actually the square root of 144, well, that could be positive or negative 12, right? Because negative 12 times negative 12 makes 144. But because these are lengths that we're dealing with, no such thing as a negative length, so x is going to be positive 12. Now, the next question down here, exactly the same idea. Are there any errors? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Oh, crumbs. That's our error straight away. Because what's happened here is it's led to a slight mislabeling of the triangle has led to a significant error in which one of these values we substitute into. Okay? Because if A is the shorter side length here and C is the shorter side length here, then actually the formula is going to be A squared plus C squared equals B squared. Because it doesn't matter, A squared plus B squared equals C squared is only true if A and B are the shorter side lengths. Okay, in this particular question, A and C are labelled as the two shorter side lengths. So it's A squared plus C squared equals B squared. What they add up to is always this side length, the hypotenuse, squared. That is what Pythagoras Theorem is all about. Now, because of that, there's an error with this substitution. A is indeed 7, so it's 7 squared. But B is 25, so it's not substituted in here, but in here instead. Okay? And then the rest of it, now that we've made that correction, is expandable and rearrangeable. 7 squared is 49. 25 squared is 625. Take away 49 from both sides to give me c squared. 625 take away 49. Whoops. Is 576. Yes, I did it on a calculator. Fight me. And that way c is 24 centimeters. Okay, so just to reiterate, the issue with this question was substituting in 7 and 25 on the left-hand side of this equation, when, because 25 was the hypotenuse, it actually should go to the right side. Yeah, it should replace the right-hand side of a Pythagoras Theorem equation. And because of that, the mistake was made. Okay, I hope that makes sense. That's a couple of questions on correcting errors on using Pythagoras Theorem. This issue here is huge. The reason any of you are making mistakes on this work is because of this error. So watch this video and watch it again. Make sure that you don't make this mistake. And for goodness sake, get your work done on Teams. I will talk to you very soon.